Yo, what up, YouTube? It's Richawd back with another video. You really have to test the spirit of those around you, man. There are vampires among us, right? I'm serious, and it may not be the ones that you think. You got to think more so along the lines of the movie Sinners, right? You got to pay attention to, what the powers that be put on the airstreams, because there's a lot of hidden truths within these films, These people operate in secrecy. You got to learn how to read through the numbers, through the numerology. They communicate through symbols and through numerology. Once you start to pay attention to the symbols and through the numerology, you would know who is who and what's what, right? The numbers tell you who's who. The symbols tell you who's who, right? Some people may think some of these symbols are innocent when they have, a lot of Masonic and demonic origins. People just aren't aware of it. But what I want to tell y'all, man, one of the main things that's kind of been on my mind is just the energy that I surround myself with, the energy that I put out. You got to realize that there are real life vampires out here, that they seek out high energy people to drain that energy from them. They live off of the energy of other people, right? And what I've had to learn being someone with, high energy and, I tell y'all that I've dealt with, depression and things like that throughout my life, but I've always been a high energy type person. Like even when I was a kid, I've always had high levels of energy, and what you got to realize is sometimes you will have people that are attracted to this energy for the right and for the wrong reasons, I was naive, being young, thinking that, everybody that I attracted was good people. You know what I'm saying? And what I started to realize is, my bad, I'm getting distracted by these messages. What I started to realize is, some people, bro, they have ulterior motives with you. I've had to deal with a lot of people that were jealous of me. Rather they were jealous because, I came from a 2-household family with structure. And, in high school, I had people that were jealous of me because, I was doing pretty decent in high school, or my family was doing pretty decent. My dad had a good paying job, and, they will always see us getting the best. And, they'll see my siblings, I have beautiful siblings, we're all good looking. We're all smart. Like, a lot of aspects that would make somebody hate on you. And what I realized is a lot of people like to see you on your ass more than they like to see you on your feet 10 toes. And if they can find a way to trip you and make you fall to be on your ass, even if it's just for a minute, they get a lot of joy out of that. It makes them feel better about themselves. You have two type of people. You have the type of person that comes across somebody who may be a little intimidating, who may have them in awe a little bit, and they'll be like, this person is really on game. Let me try to pick up on some things from this person. Let me try to learn from this person. Let me ask this person some questions, right? Let me try to be the apprentice to this master here, and maybe I can be a master one day, right? You got those type of people. And then you have people who they get mad. Like, oh, you're so lucky. You're so this, you're so that. Like, if you got friends around you, they telling you you're lucky and you're not blessed. Like, I need the type of friends around me that tell me I'm blessed, because that's what I am. I'm blessed, right? I don't need all the luck shit. This shit ain't come easy, and even people who have things, right? You have people say, oh, they were just lucky. They just had this. They just had that. Like what I've learned, bro, because I've been around people in different tax brackets. I've been around the people who, the people from the hood may say like, oh, they was spoiled. They was this, they was that. One thing I've learned, bro, is no matter where you come from in life, people got to maximize whatever opportunities they're given. Let me be clear. Like, for an example, you can have a father who's in the NBA and he was one of the greatest players of all time, and he can help you get in the league, right? But he can't help you dominate. He can't help you put up numbers. You have to do that. So when I see people in life and maybe they came from a structure like all of us are supposed to, like, just be real, bro. And here's my thing with a lot of niggas from the hood. A lot of niggas from the hood I don't rock with, bro, because they will put negative energy on niggas like me who come from structure, right? I'm not rich, I don't have the world, but I come from a structure, you know. I know how to speak, I know how to articulate. I remember when I was in school in Chicago, I would always get chastised because somehow, some way, you know, I always ended up in the ghetto ass schools. But I would always get chastised sometimes by the people around me by how I spoke, bro, because I spoke with clarity. I spoke clear. I spoke with, you know, I knew how to speak, right? And it was just always sad how niggas from the hood like saw knowing how to speak as something to look down on or something to talk about or try to bully somebody about, right? And what I started to realize is, you know, a lot of niggas from the hood, bro, they really have that crabs in a barrel mentality. They don't want to see other niggas shine, bro. Like, the worst type of hatred that you would get as a so-called black man is from other black men, bro. Don't be successful as a black man and go around other black men. All they gonna do is try to diminish your accomplishments. Like, oh, anybody could do that. I could have did that. You give me this, you give me that. You feel me? They start comparing their self to you and saying like, oh, they can do better. Oh, why you? They'll be hating. Oh, how they get this? How they get that? Right? They ain't no better than me. Right? But I've been the type of person, you know, because you have people with these boxed in, simple-minded ass mentalities, and they hate the rich. These type of people are the type of people that hate the rich, and it can go for anybody. They especially hate a so-called black person that's able to get things, right? That's able to obtain things because they haven't. They hate a black person that makes them look in the mirror and analyze their failures, right? And this is my issue, and this is why I don't have a lot of hood friends. I don't get along with hood friends because, you know, you guys are attracted to degeneracy. And when you come around somebody with structure, even these hood rat chicks, right? Even these hood rat broads, I don't rock with them, bro. You know, I need me a classy chick. And most of the hood rats, they not stunting me either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Most of the hood rats, they not stunting me either. So it ain't no big deal. But I gravitate more towards, you know what I'm saying, like the more classy type girls. Like, I like them to be a little bit of ratchet, you know what I'm saying, have a little bit of a crash out bone in them, right? But man, I like them. Hold on, bro. God damn, do y'all niggas have an eye problem? Bro, this car driving down the street like 2 miles per hour, just staring at the crib, staring at the car like, bro, what's the word? But anyway, mind my business. I guess it's not illegal to just be staring at a motherfucker, but damn, it is annoying. Lost my train of thought. Fuck. But oh yeah, these niggas. I swear I won't be long-winded. I'm finna hit the gym after this. They still driving slow as hell. That's that weird shit, bro. And that was a little girl with her mama in the car, bro. So like, I don't know, man. Y'all be weird. But you know, a lot of these niggas from the hood, bro, they hate structure because they didn't come from structure. You know, they came from a pookie who was just slinging rod, had about 15, 20 kids, and they was one of them, all in broken homes, you know what I'm saying? And they see somebody that comes from a structure, right? That knows how to articulate themselves, that knows how to dress, that don't got their pants hanging half off their ass, and they hate on it. They call you lame, they call you this, they call you that, and then you got these hood rat chicks. If you don't got tattoos, if you not gang banging, if you not this, you're boring, you're lame, right? That's why I don't really rock with like, I have people in my family, they from that, you know, they got that hood in them, and I love them because they're family. But the whole hood culture, bro, I don't rock with it, bro. I don't, you know. And that goes by a person basis. That don't mean if you from the hood and you a little rough around the edges that we may not be cool. I may think you're cool if you're a genuine person. It's some genuine niggas in the hood. You know, not all the niggas in the hood is bugged out and just attracted to degeneracy and destroying themselves, right? But that's what I realized with certain people from the hood, bro. You know, male or female, bro. they're attracted to the worst versions of ourselves, bro. And I had to get away from that, bro. You know, I had to get away from people that hate on you when you start doing better. I had to surround myself with people who applaud you for doing better, right? Who make you feel good about doing better. I was around too many niggas that make you feel bad about knowing how to speak, that make you feel bad about knowing how to dress, that make you feel bad about how you conduct yourself, and they gaslight you and make you feel like you soft or you this or you that. But no, you just a person that was raised with good character and with good manners, bro. And don't let these hood booger, degenerate ass niggas take that away from you. Soulless, Satanist ass niggas take that away from you, bro. You know, because they will try, right? But anyway, kind of got sidetracked with that. I'm gonna close it on this because it's getting late. I got the gym gonna close in a few hours, so I gotta get going. You gotta watch out for the vampires out there. It's a lot of them. It's a whole lot of them, bro. And they come in different shapes and sizes and forms, different colors. It, like I said, it's not something you can tie to race or a male or a female. It's a spirit. All right, it's a spirit. And when you come across that spirit, you have to remove yourself from that spirit, bro. All right. You have a lot of celebrities. You will look up, you know, they have all the money, all the power, all this and all that. And then you look up and they're going crazy. Why are they going crazy? Because they're surrounded by vampires, vultures, people just around you to drain you. And then once you're drained and you can't perform at the level that you've been performing at, they move on to the next person to leech off of. They don't stick around to get you back on your feet. You know, they were the part of the problem. They were the ones draining all your energy. And then once all that energy is drained, and you damn near finna crash out or you finna have a mental breakdown, their job is done, right? They can't extract any more energy away from you now. So now they have to go to the next person who's feeling good about themselves, got a lot of energy, got a lot of money to spend, and distract from them. The Ben Simmons thing, right? I believe something spiritually happened with Ben Simmons. You can't tell me a brother goes from averaging 16, 8, and 8 to not even being able to average 10 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he can't shoot, he can't this. Yeah, when he came to the league, he couldn't shoot, but he was still hooping, right? He gets with a certain broad. I ain't gonna say her name. You know, this last name is tied to a lot of niggas that done lost their mind. You know, use your imagination. One of them, you know, from Chicago. Hey, they say Shy City, I'm coming home again. You know, They was with this one broad with this last name, bro, and it seemed like she be collecting souls, particularly black souls, right? She get with a nigga like, you know, y'all know who I'm talking about. They get with a nigga like that, and you know, he real confident, real arrogant, real boastful, and she's there to drain that shit. All right? She's there to drain that shit. Ben Simmons, confident NBA player. Next thing you know, he get with this broad, and now it's like he can't even hoop for real. So just be aware of the vampires, bro. The regular people and the quote unquote elites, the quote unquote celebrities, the quote unquote idols that have been made for us. They deal with them too, these vampires. And like I said, their only purpose, like them people from the centers, is they gotta cling on to certain energy that has potency, you know. They got to cling on and they got to drain that. And as they're draining you, they're being fueled, right? As you crash out, they're being fueled. They get fueled by seeing you at a lower state because now it's like you've done your job, right? You've taken the spirit from this person. You've taken the optimism from this person, right? There's people out here like that, man, believe it or not. I've encountered many of them. I had to cut them out of my life, bro. Got some of the darkest times in my life. I was around vampires, right? I was around people always gaslighting, and you know, they'll love bomb you. That's how they try to gain your trust. But you got to watch people's actions, bro. If they're always love bombing you and they're not checking you, if you don't got friends around you who are checking you, and you can check them if they're wrong. If your friends ain't never coming to you questioning some of your decisions, like, yo, like, you know, you should try to do this or you should try to do that, right? If your friends aren't like your family, and hopefully your family is like this, where they will check you when you're doing wrong. If your quote unquote best friend has never checked you when you were doing wrong. They're probably enabling the behavior. And they're probably not a real friend. They probably secretly behind your back when you're not around, they talk about some of your shortcomings instead of being a real friend and coming to you and being like, yo, like, hey, man, you should start working out more, you know, like a man should take care of his body. Like, if they enable you when you being lazy and you being a bum and you not doing, like, yo, like, you should look into going back to school, like, you know, what you're doing is cool, bro, but you got to think long term. Like, you're not really going to be able, like, you know, if they're not having these type of conversations with you, you know, if they're not concerned about your future, if all they want to do is when we sparking up the next blunt, you know, when we eating, you know what I'm saying, where the alcohol at, if that's their only vibe, if they just want to chill and turn up and drain your energy, you might want to remove them from your life. I don't care how much fun you've had with these people. I don't care how many females you've gotten with these people. I don't care if y'all go all the way back to your childhood. It'll be them type of friends, bro. It'll be them type of friends, bro, keeping you at a lower state, bro. You got to outgrow them sometimes. If they don't want to see you grow, right? If you start eating better and they like, oh, and they hating, you know, if you go on a detox, if you try detoxing and you tell them, hey, I'm trying to detox for a couple of weeks, and they constantly offering you shit, they know you trying to take a break from smoking, like, hey, you want to hit the blunt? If they don't respect you when you're trying to do better, you got to remove yourself from them. If they don't respect your word when you say, like, yo, like, you know, I've been smoking a little too much, I need to take a break. If they don't respect that, they're like, oh, nah, bro, you being this, you being that. Like, come on, bro. Like, don't be a lame. You know, you got to watch who is around you. As a man thinketh, a man does. Your thoughts are very powerful. If you're around people and they're provoking certain thoughts, that could be to your detriment, man. But we over 17 minutes in. This video is longer than I wanted it to be, but that's usually how it goes over here, you know. I don't know, once I start talking, the time just be flying. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to this gym, bro. Give me a little workout in. I've been just chilling all day. Sidetrack, 2K25 is garbage. Garbage. I just recently got the PS5, man. I've been playing a bunch of games, bro. And 2K25 will make you, nigga, it'll make you just want to crash out, bro. Like, the game is so booty, bro. Like, they've completely taken all the fun out of the game, bro. Like, I've never played a 2K that has been so ass, bro. Like, 2K25 was so bad, bro. I wanted to hook up my PS4 and start playing the old 2Ks, bro. Like, no bat, bro. Like, the last decent 2K was 2K20, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Niggas down there broke the controller, bro. I'm like, bro, ain't no way this game this booty, bro. Like, how? I pray 26 is at least fun, bro. It's like these niggas is trying to make this shit like way too realistic. They adding all these goofy ass animations and shit, bro. Like, bruh. 2K25 will make you want to be like one of these YNs out here, bro. Like, real talk, bro. Like, hey, hashtag make 2K great again, bro. I promise you the crime rate in the hood will go down if niggas had a decent 2K to play, bro. They ain't gonna have time to hit the block. They gonna be on the game all day. But 2K25 is so trash, bro, it make you want to go outside, nigga. Like, god damn. You in the house finna break shit. But, yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, bro. But remove them vampires from your life, bro. Surround you around real, genuine, positive energy, bro. Surround you around people that aren't afraid to confront you. Can't be around no weak-ass niggas these days, bro. You can't. It'll be your demise, bro. You got to be around some strong, solid people, bro. And I'm not talking about strong physically. I'm talking about strong mentally, spiritually, right? You got to be around strong people these days, bro, right? Your life depends on it. I mean that, bro. It's too many vampires roaming around, bro. Way too many vampires roaming around to be around the wrong type of person. You're going to get around that person. And I, like I said, I've been around them. I feel like some of the people who I encountered, this may sound a little crazy, but they wanted to destroy me. I'm gonna just put it like that, bro. They wanted to destroy me and everything I stood for. And God willing, I live to tell the tale, you know. But you know, it's a lot of stuff I can get into, but it's hard to prove, you know. So You know, you can't prove that somebody may have put something in your drink or put something in your food, or how do you know, right? Well, all I know is I was cool before I was around this person, and after I got around this person, shit got a little weird, you know, like, but you can't really prove that, right? That's not really evidence, you know? So I don't really speak on it on these videos because I can't really back it with evidence. So, you know, it ain't really worth talking about. But I definitely was around some witches, some warlocks, some weird, strange people. I used to have weird dreams, all type of stuff. You know, I woke up from one dream one time. I was choking on my own saliva, right? Like, weird shit, bro. Weird shit was just happening, bro. And I just pinpoint the type of people that I was around, right? Because you have to give these demons access, right? They can't do they little juju on you, they little magic. And what was killing me, bro, like, yeah, it was some females that did the bad juju, but it was some niggas too who I think was on that shit too. Because at first I was just blaming, like, it was really like a few females in particular who I used to work with. And I feel like they was like on some plant shit, and they was sent to like put some bad juju on me. That's when I was like on my self-improvement shit, making videos about spirituality and self-improvement and purifying your energy, right? At first I feel like it was them, and I still feel like it was them. Like, one of them was deep into Hello Kitty and shit. Like, all that may seem innocent to y'all, but like, one of them gave me like one of those little, I ain't even gonna get too deep into it, but one of them gave me like one of those wristbands that the little dolls be wearing. For all I know, one of these niggas done made a doll out of me, all type of shit. Like, but that was already like out there. Like, I already knew like these females be crazy. Like, if you get around one of those crazy females, like, they may put that bad juju on you. Like, but then I started to really think, like, damn, some of the homies may have been connected to this shit too. Some of the homies, quote unquote, because they really weren't no homies, may have been connected to this shit too. They may have all been a part of the same thing. This is what I started to realize after some time, right? You would hear these things like, oh, it's a small town, everybody knows everybody, like, you know, real cult-like energy. But thankfully, I've been away from those people for some years, and my life has just gotten better since being away from them. You know, I'm in a way better state of mind. You know, I'm just way better since being away from them. And I was already doing decent when I met them, but things just kind of went on the downhill. Like, I'm put it like this. When I met these people, my YouTube channel was growing. And then once I became friends with them, my YouTube channel pretty much went to shit, right? I moved away from these people, made a new YouTube channel, and this channel has, you know, done pretty decent, you know? It's taken off to a certain degree. I've gotten some videos that have gone viral. I've done better than I ever did being far away from them, you know, across the country, far away from them. Right. So it's obvious to me who the problem was. It wasn't me. Right. It was them. They seen my energy. They hated it. They envied it. You know, they may have been sent. I don't know. They may have been a plant. They may have been an agent. I don't know. But all I know is I live to tell the tale. And I'm telling y'all, watch out for them vampires. I ain't had nobody telling me to watch out for them vampires. Right. But I'm telling you, watch out for them vampires, bro. Watch out for them people coming around you, love bombing you. Oh, like, you gotta watch. Like, they used to watch my YouTube. They'd be like, oh, I love your videos. Like, they would never critique a video. And I know it's certain things that I've said that maybe they ain't agree on, or this, that, and the third. They'll never critique a video. They will always act like my channel was just the best thing since sliced bread. And then I find out in hindsight, they didn't even like my channel. I find out in hindsight, they was trying to one-up me, do better than me. One of them made their own YouTube channel, ain't even want to work with me. They ain't really want nothing to do with me for real. All right. I remember even on my YouTube channel, I was going to add them to the channel. You know, I was making a video. I was like, hey, y'all want to be in the video? Like, the same way I would make a video now. I was in the car with the homies. I was like, hey, like, let's make a video. And once I started recording, like, their energy was like weird. You know, like, you know how I'm chilling talking right now. Like, if y'all was with me, it would be the same type of vibe, right? I don't switch up. We was vibing, and I was like, man, we should start recording, man. This will make a great video. Started recording, the vibes just was dead, bro. It was like, you know, they didn't really want to be on my channel for real. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't end up releasing it. After like 5 minutes, I was like, I don't know, the energy just off. We'll try this another time. Never tried it again. But them people was vampires, bro. Right? They didn't like me. They was dark, demonic. And there's a lot of people out here just like them, bro. Just like them, bro. That you have to avoid. They're going to come into your life. They're going to love bomb you. Right? They're going to act like they for you. But they're not. They're not. They're just there to learn what they can learn so they can try to twist and manipulate you. May sound crazy, may sound paranoid. Oh, people, oh, Richawd, nobody cares. No, nobody would do that to you. Okay, nobody would do that to you. But I don't care what you say because I know what I seen and I know what I went through, right? And I've done research and I know what it was, bro. It was witchcraft that I was dealing with. You know, it was voodoo, it was hexes, it was all type of, you know, I was having nightmares. I was having demonic dreams. You know, I was having wet dreams with some of the females and shit, but it'll be weird, you know? It was all the energy that they was putting around me, bro. But like I said, I was the fool because I gave them access. None of that shit that they was doing to me would have been possible if I didn't give them access. That's why I'm telling y'all, stay away from them damn vampires, bruh. Don't give them no access, bruh. A vampire would drain you. They will have you out here going crazy, right? They'll have you out here crashing out on the people that really love you, your family, and confiding in them, right? They'll have you showing them love and hating on the people who you should really be showing love, right? Stay away from them, bro. Stay away from them, bro. They just want to destroy you. They just want to bring you down. Right? You can believe me if you want to. You know, some of y'all may not have to deal with that. Y'all may already be on Satan's team, so you're not a target. But if you are a righteous person, you're going to have these agents, bro, that are out there that they going to send around and they going to try to bring you down. All these niggas got to deal with them, bro. Yeah, every day it's an energy thing. It's a spiritual battle. It has nothing to do with how much money you get, how much, bro. They will send these agents to anybody who has the light, bro. Anybody. And I'm talking about these agents, they'll be at your job. That's where they always send them, bro, because that's the easiest way to get to you at work. You know, they'll hire them. You know, the alleged agents who I feel like was sent, you know, they wasn't there when I first got hired at the job. They got hired after me, right? And then it was this female, she approached me and this other guy, and she wanted to be our friends. How often do a female approach you and want to be your friend? Usually it's the other way around. You got to apply pressure. You know what I'm saying? Or you may not always have to apply pressure, but she may give you a little signs, but you got to be a man and you got, no, she came up to me like, oh, like, woo, up the bam, like, you know, cause she was asking like, are we friends or whatever? I was like, I mean, we just kind of see each other at work. Like, I wasn't really stunting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we not really friends like that. And she was damn near on her knees, bro. I'm like, damn. You was damn near on her knees for a nigga. Any dude got a female like clinging like that, you know what I'm saying? You more than likely gonna get them some attention. What I really should have did is not gave them the time of day. Be like, nah, I'm cool, and like, I ain't really looking for no friends for real. Like, you know? Because all they did, they love bomb me to soften me up a little bit so I can be like, all right, let's be cool, you know? And some of the females, they'll try to do weird shit. You may think y'all cool. Y'all may be intimate. Y'all may be having intercourse, all type of shit, bro. Bro, once you fall asleep, bro, you don't know what they doing, bro. They may be pulling hairs. They may be pulling hairs out your beard. All type of shit. You don't know what they putting in your blunts, what they putting in, bro. Stay away from these vampires, bro. They out here. Satan is searching for souls to devour, bro. I'm telling you. Don't be out here vulnerable, bro. Don't be out here ignorant like I was. Thinking everything's sweet, bro. Next thing you know, you having nightmares. Next thing you know, you waking up choking on your own spit, bro. I'll never forget that night. It was when I was working Coachella, bro. Woke up one night choking on my own saliva, bro. I was like, what's it called? It's like when you wake up and you can't move. I couldn't move, bro. And I was choking, bro. And like, I had to like slightly maneuver my mouth so the saliva would just, you know what I'm saying? And then I woke up. But I literally woke up, I was like this, and I was choking on my damn saliva, bro. And like once I spit it out, it's like, you know when you've been underwater for a while and then you get on top of the water, it's like It was like that. Like I spit out the saliva and I was like grasping for air, bro. You know, it was some weird shit going on. There's a lot of like dark demonic energy at Coachella, bro. I'll tell you that for sure. Right. So I say all this to say, bro, don't be vulnerable out here. Don't be super friendly out here. Don't be friendly at all, for real, bro. Now is not the time to be super friendly. I'm not saying to walk around and be soulless and be stoic and, you know, not crack a smile. I'm just saying, protect your energy, bro. That's all. You know, I could have avoided a lot of problems by just protecting my energy. The red flags were there with all these vampires that I dealt with. But through the love bombing, you know, I will always give them the benefit of the doubt. To hell with that love bombing, bro. Whatever your instincts is telling you about that person, go with that. The eyes never lie, Chico. Y'all know that one girl who crashed out? I think she was working at McDonald's or something. And she crashed out on her manager. A lot of people say she was possessed. If you look in her eyes were real dark. Right? You can look in someone's eyes and see what's going on. Her eyes were just, she had like that blank stare, you know, where it's like, you can look in her eyes and it's like, is there a soul in there? Like, is everything okay over there? What's going on? Why are things so dark? She posted a lot of like weird shit. She was a TikToker. And apparently she was obsessed with Chucky. She even had her hair like Chucky. And she ended up crashing out on her manager, bro. Unalived this woman. This woman was the mother of multiple children, bro. You know, she crashed out on her because she feels like she was being treated unfairly. How many of us have felt like we were being treated unfairly before? None of us have, you know, unalived our damn manager, bro. Like, I've had some managers who I wanted to strangle, that's for sure. I wanted to put them paws on them. But I ain't never thought, like, man, I want to unalive this motherfucker. Like, I'm like, man, there's some niggas out here really possessed, bro. But keep thinking it's a game, bro. Keep thinking all these people out here talking about how, you know, you got to watch the spirit of people and you just can't have anybody around. Just think all of us are just paranoid. And, bro, I've been through some shit, bro. I'm telling you. I've encountered these demons, bro. Right? I've been hunted down by, you know what I'm saying? I've been targeted by these damn demons, bro. I know they're out there, bro. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me I'm paranoid. You can't tell me I'm schizo. All that shit is bullshit, bro. These are real life demons out here, bro, that will literally try to destroy you. I'm talking about destroy you, unalive you, bro, without putting a hand on you, bro. They do it all behind closed doors. They do it all through trickery and through manipulation, bro. And then they sit and they smile and they laugh in your face. Straight demons, bro. They sit and they love bomb you, and it may be a female. Y'all may have good intercourse, all type of shit, bro. But secretly, she was just a woman in a red dress, bro, sent to drain you of your essence, bro. Sent to try to put you on the dark side, bro. But I've said enough, man. This video is super long. I'm cutting into my gym time, bro. You know. Yeah, man, this was just on my spirit, bro. Y'all got to watch out for them vampires, bro. But I'm going to get up out of here, bro. Y'all be smooth.